Hello, hello. I really need to learn how to do like an intro sequence and transitions and stuff like that. I have put basically zero effort into learning this craft or managing OBS, but we will get there eventually. But right now, what I want to do is continue the trek. I already did a little bit of house cleaning before I started. That would have been a great time to have like a starting stream soon screen or whatever that I transitioned to when I was done. So I did, basic base maintenance already. I haven't built anything new or done anything crazy. I picked up like the new player daily stuff here, which gave me recruitment, and so I burned all the red permits. Did not get any of the stuff that I really wanted. I knew, nothing was going to be crazy important or whatnot. Maybe if I had gotten like a top operator, even senior operator tag, I probably would not have progressed past that and saved permits for it, but that did not happen. So I haven't played any stages or whatnot off stream on this account, and we are going to try and kill the Sarkaz. I believe he's a Centurion. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like his name's something like that. I am not sure if my current team without upgrades can do it. So the issue that I had last time being yesterday, so not a big time gap. The issue that I had is that Fang is just getting her teeth kicked in. And so I upgraded her skill a bunch so that the DP time is much faster, and she has a little bit more levels, a little bit more trust. I don't think that's going to help that much, to be honest. And I might still have to rely on Shaw here. Now, I haven't spent any of the resources I've collected so far, so it's very possible that it's very possible that Shaw will just not be sufficient with where we're at right now. Shaw's E0, one of my lowest investment operators. I do intend on E1ing Shaw. I'm not going to push Shaw even deep into the E1 levels, but I think I need a minimum of skill level 6. I'm not sure. Whichever gives Shaw's S2 strong push force. But I haven't put anything into her because we haven't actually really had to use her to block. But my other units, the units I really want to get out, I haven't been able to have the DP to place them in time in this lane. So because I'm still reliant on Fang, and Fang is, I'm not a 3-star hater. My issue with Fang is at like this very fundamental thing, which is that as somebody that considers themselves a Vanguard aficionado, Fang is not just squishy. She's squishy but defense focused. And that's a problem because if Fang was actually had any degree of tankiness, then at least she wouldn't die, and you could just consider a DP battery. She costs 10 to place, you get 6 back. It's not really efficient. You really need like several cycles for her to pay off. And so you really have to question what's the point in having her at all unless she can kill some things. And that's why with vanguards, defensive vanguards just tend to not really work at all. Arguably, Granny is the best defensive vanguard just because her archetype gives her enough attack to where being defensive doesn't completely kill the utility, but nobody's making this argument that she's good. And so that's why I don't like Courier. I don't like Fang is just it's been really annoying to not have the vanguards that I want. If I had Texas, I don't know what I would do, but I would do something like I might take a day to play catch up because it would make such a huge difference. But I also understand I'm probably not uniquely in this situation. I'm probably experiencing what a lot of people do with a new account, which was the point of me doing this guide with that and not my original account, where the best I could do is use low level operators. Some of them are crazy built already. All of them have trust bonuses. I wouldn't have the same resource restrictions. So it would be very hard to actually do an in-depth guide starting from that standpoint. So this was kind of necessary. And even though every new account is going to have a certain amount of uniqueness to it, there's still that like lived in experience. And I was so lucky with Vanguards on the get-go. And I think maybe this is why so many people underestimate Vanguards, because if your starting off point is Plume and Fang, I completely understand why some people just want to get Mountain and take Vanguards out of their squad completely, even though that, in my opinion, literally makes the game harder, not easier. But Fang right now is making the game harder, and I hate to say that about operators because I'm always looking for how to maximize their potential. But some of them, it's just like their potential, it's not that there isn't any, it's that it's so hard to extract as to you really have to be desperate to lean on it. And I see a lot of people with Fangs, and I just have to assume it's because you are guaranteed to get her. You do eventually get Vanilla, who I think is better. I'm like the only person that I see use Vanilla, and I honestly think that's because people just don't get any other Vanguard starting out fairly often, you know. And it takes a while to get Texas from the pin boards, which is why when I was using my 5-star selectors, I had brought up that I was going to get Lapland and Liskarm, but I said, even knowing Texas was guaranteed, I am very tempted to get Texas. And that's because I know how good Texas really is. Not just in theory, not just in back in the day. Like, I know how good she is. It's not a question, but it's not obvious to people that don't use Vanguards a lot or don't really appreciate what they do, or they just resort to Flagpipe all the time. There's a reason why Texas shows up on so many max risk clears, like a freakish amount of them. And it's hard to encapsulate because it's kind of this holistic thing where it's not that she has these incredible stats. Her talent seems like it's insignificant, but it's not, for very detailed and specific reasons with CC. Like when you have that ultra slow DP generation right at the beginning, that +2 DP just for being in the squad, that gives you, it's not 2 seconds when your DP is -75%. That turns into, it's like 4 times that amount. It's like 8 extra seconds. So Texas is +2 DP just for being in the squad at E2 gives you the same benefit that Bagpipe's E5 talent gives you, right? And so there's all these things that just make Texas so freaking good that is hard to translate to people because none of them have this wow factor when you just look at her or when you use her. But when you don't have that, or if you're only accustomed to doing things one way once you have it, and when you leak, you don't associate it to the fact that, like, oh, Myrtle just doesn't have a block when you use her skill, or whatever it is. People just kind of accept that as the norm, but it's because they never used the other Vanguards to know what it could have been like. So I always liked the class, I always used them, and I was so spoiled by having Vigna and Texas right off the bat. And it is hurting me so bad, and I just had to rant about that for like 10 minutes because I feel like there's 1% of the players who are the top tier of players that will understand what I mean, and the rest will think that this is unhinged and that I am simping or making some kind of like waifu-based copium argument, like Supa saying why you should build Gummy. You should build Gummy. Supa's kind of right, but not whatever. We won't. That's a different story. Anyways, we're gonna try this stage, and I don't have high hopes for how it's gonna go because I am not confident that even with Fang's upgrades that she'll be good enough. And if that happens, I don't really know what I'm gonna do because I have to make some decisions about how I'm gonna spend the sanity and build ops. But what we are gonna do, we are just gonna hope that she does not die right off the bat. And I know her damage sucks, and the only reason I'm placing Cruz is because she costs 4 DP less. And can I get Lapland out, have her not die, and then get a healer? I don't know. I mean, that's the problem, because my alternative is to get Shaw out, who is pretty weak at this point. We might be good. We might be good. If I can get... holy... we might be good. This could work. So our upgrades on Fang, huge dividends. Huge dividends. That makes me happy. I was honestly... I was very concerned. I'm not gonna lie. I was legitimately concerned. Now I wish I had the module because she would be revealing invisible units and that would be super dope. So, I have to think about this. I need a spot to put a healer. Or not, I'm sorry, not a healer, a caster. But I might not actually need a caster. Mouse is actually our main... he comes right up the middle. I could put... Actually, oh no, that won't hit. So I have to put Mouse in one of these two slots. Probably this one, because that gives a total of 3 block on each side. Even though that means that Lapland's physical damage when her skill's not up will take a hit. Hopefully enough of the guys will attack her. Once I play Mouse, she'll have aggro, which is a little less than ideal. Maybe I should have played Mouse first and then her. But I want to put another... I think that's what we're going to try to do. I don't know if I need AoE. Amia might not even be worth deploying. But that's what we're going to try. Oh, shoot. We're going to try to do it like this. And then I'm going to pray to God that I don't need a caster. Which is a weird thing to say now that I think about it. Alright, we're gonna do this just to kill, cause I got plenty of deployment left. I don't think that'll work. I was wondering if there was some way I could like shove guys into this lane more to get them to hit her for battery, but what I think is going to happen is guys would come from this side and then her push doesn't work like not Executor, what's his name? Brain farting on the operator. There's a shift operator who has a shotgun. Maybe it is Executor. And their push is special because they always push in the direction they're facing, not the direction the enemy is in. I'm literally, that's for bait. I don't know if it's gonna work. Who died? Mouse. I guess I'm just gonna have to live with that. What we are gonna do, though, just get some extra damage in there. Nice! Nice. a little bit sketchy because, again, we are on the edge. We got the hull piece. That's big. We're immediately going to use that hull piece because hull pieces are important. Hull pieces are literally the early game meta. It doesn't sound sexy, but the early game meta is a base. It's literally the base. It's not even a question. How do I upgrade this? Is there like a... I need any facility level 2 times 8. I need 8 of them? So I have one level 2 facility. Which is, man, now that I think about it, that means they really want me to farm more than I have. I'm pushing way beyond where this account's supposed to be. And I need these crates. That's a problem because it's boring if I just farm for them. But I did get some materials here. I don't think I need I need those for dorms though. Dorms would be an easy way to get level 2, but okay. I don't know if we're going to get to use that whole piece today, which is extremely unfortunate. We need a bunch of these. So one of these will get me one level 2 upgrade. Right. And Shaw is literally going to run out of... Oh, I need drones. Cancel. Who can I live without? Alright. Oh, I spent the drones. Okay. I lied. We're gonna ignore the whole bees. Oh my god. Oh my god. But we still need we need to E1 Amia, but we can I know it sounds bad. We can kind of ignore that for a while. That's not what I wanted. I don't want to farm for those. I want to get lucky. I want to spend green. Let me see how many of these... Oh, man, I haven't even gotten past this. Okay. I think... I don't know which of these I have less of. But we're not crunched for time on that yet. Who do I put resources in? We want to avoid overinvesting in Fang. Mouse is getting beat up. Oh, man. That's a lot of levels. I mean, I'm not going to push anyone that far. We're, what we really want to do is get all of our ops to around level 50, right? And the reason we're not going to go beyond that is because it's expensive. So this costs, what, 51,800, and then we need, you know, 3 times that amount, pretty much, no more than that. 3 times that amount on top of that, you know. So 4 times total to like max out a 5-star. And so the cost to go from 50 to 70 is just very high, but the stat gain is linear. And so what you want to do is you kind of want, because the lower levels are cheaper, you want to get all of your ops to around level 50. And then you pick one op. Say, I'm going to get the materials to E2 this person. They're the most important. Typically that's Myrtle. I still don't have her somehow. I'm getting close to a 10 pull, or up to a 10 pull. It won't necessarily be that. It'll be the first 5-star higher we get. I don't really care the banner as long as it's not a Colonel banner, because we want yellow certs. And so once I get 6,000 Arundum, we'll go to whatever banner's running. It doesn't matter which one, and do single pulls until our first 5-star. In a weird way, if we're lucky, we'll actually go to the 9th pull without getting anything, because that 10th pull then has a 20% chance of being a 6-star. So it's kind of weird to hope for bad luck, but I kind of want to hope for bad luck because the way new banner, the way that the new banner pity system works, there's a second layer of pity, which is the guarantee. I'll explain this because I know a lot of people don't actually know how the probabilities work on these. So there's a 2% probability of getting a 6-star and an 8% probability of getting a 5-star. This ratio never changes, right? But typically you have the, between 4 and 3-star, right? You have a 90% chance of getting one of these, right? And then after 50 pulls of not getting a 6-star, you get additional chances, a linear additional chance. At 100 pulls, it is mathematically impossible to not get a 6-star. You have a 100% chance. However, you will basically never, ever, ever get to that. It's theoretically you have a 100% chance. If you can get much past 70, that's amazing, because you have to understand each pull starts being like 50, 52, 54, 56% chance to get a 6-star. And you have to go for like a lot of pulls still, in a row of not winning. It's like beyond a coin flip and having to get the same one, 20 times in a row. It's just not going to happen generally. It's nearly mathematically impossible. You could calculate the odds, but it would be ridiculously small to go 100 pulls. So that's standard pity, right? That's what's called standard pity. New banners, see how it says guarantees a 5-star or higher operator. Now, a lot of people do not understand what this means. I have had so many people think that this means that you have a 2% chance to get a 6-star and that it's a 5-star guarantee. It is not a 5-star guarantee. It is a 5-star or higher operator. What this actually does is it truncates this out of the equation. This is gone. So if you have a 2% chance and an 8% chance, and anything that would have been down here is re-rolled, what you have is a 20% chance and an 80% chance on one roll, which is specifically the 10th roll, after you have not gotten anything higher than a 4-star 9 consecutive times. So it is very impressive, the odds that you have on that one roll. But I have to caveat that in 5 banners, doing 10 pulls, you will each time you're averaging 1 operator per 50 rolls, which is exactly what the odds are if you go by 2% and you ignore standard pity, right? So people might think, then how is that good luck? How is that better? Because that is technically only when you are unlucky. What happens on a banner when you get a 6-star on the 1st through the 9th pull, right? What happens in those banners is that you no longer have the guarantee. This guarantee only exists on one pull, and that is specifically the 10 pull, and only when you don't get a 5 or 6-star in the first 9. Now lower it to a 5-star. How often do you do 9 pulls in a row without a 5-star? It's actually not that common. I mean, if you see people do roll videos or whatnot, sure, they'll get blue bags. It's not that it never happens or super rare, but it's actually not as common as people think. And so what ends up happening is you have the times you get lucky and you get a 6-star early, and then you have the times you don't get lucky and you get a 6-star averaging around 50 pulls. But when you layer standard pity with the special guarantee second layer of pity, and you only pull on banners, single pulls to the guarantee, and that's it. With both of those stacked in your favor, because you're never pulling beyond that, you're never using normal rolls, the average number of pulls is roughly 37 per 6-star operator. If you take this out of the equation entirely, so for instance, if you're talking about how most people play the game where they save all their pulls and they spend it on limited banners, once this is gone, your odds drop to about standard pity. And it's actually really hard to do an accurate calculation of that. Those numbers do come from clever math that I did, right? And the concept is this: probabilities. You can kind of calculus does this thing when you calculate area under a curve, where you make a general, not assumption. You can split up like into these boxes, and it's an approximation, a series of approximations that's easy to calculate the area of. And the more of these calculations that you do, so if you use 10 boxes, its precision is, you get like a rough but not entirely an accurate answer. Then you do 100 and you're way more precise. You do 1,000 and you get nearly the perfect answer. Then there's some cool stuff you can do with math to get exactly the right answer. The reason why it's hard to calculate exact numbers on this is because there's two layers of probability, and one of them is constantly changing after 50. But you can make a series of assumptions. You can basically say, if we didn't have any pity at all, roughly 25% of the time, you would get 2 6-stars within the 50 pulls. This is bell curve math, really basic bell curve math. That would happen a quarter of the time. I'm sorry. 50% of the time, you would basically average 1 6-star per 50 pulls, instead of getting 2 within 50. And then 25% of the time, you would get 1 within 100, right? Or you could actually summarize that as 0. You add them all up, you divide it by the total number of pulls. You say, oh, it's 4 6-stars, because you get 2 25% of the time. Then the other 50%, you get the other 2, that's 4. And then let's say you go 100 pulls, you're completely unlucky, you didn't get anything. So you got 4 6-stars over 200 pulls, average 50, right? It's just a very loose way to approximate. But the problem is between 50 and 100 pulls, the probability increases, and it becomes not linear. It's an exponential. You become exponentially less likely to not get a 6-star the deeper into it you go. So if then you make the assumption we're generally, mathematically speaking, with averages, never really going to go beyond 70-ish, right? Before we get that additional 1, you say, okay, well, it's not going to be 100 pulls and unlucky. Realistically, we might get to 75, worst case scenario, and so you start making the calculation somewhere between 70 and 75 as the cutoff point, and it doesn't change the numbers too much. And so you have this reduced number and an additional pull. So instead of 4, now you have 5 pulls, and instead of 200, it ends up being like, what is it? 100 and... now I have to do mental math. 50, and then 2 sets of 50. So that's 150, and then 75. Oh, I'm sorry. It was more than that. But whatever. I'm just trying to explain the math anyways, without having graphical things to draw it out. At any rate, though, it's obviously, 70, 75 pulls is less than 100, and we're sort of saying guaranteed. I think when I originally did the math, it was 5 over 300 or something. I don't remember. But I was pretty thorough. I put a lot of thought into calculating out the odds and kind of figuring this out, and the approximation was sort of the best thing I could do without building like a very complex simulation to get a sample size, because that would be the most accurate way to do it. But it's also incredibly tedious. And I'm mathematically literate enough to know that approximations you can be pretty accurate with. And again, with this, it didn't matter that I was exactly right. I just wanted to get like ballparks. So I'm when I talk about degrees of certainty, when I say 45 pulls on average per 6 star, that's reasonably accurate. But it does operate making a few mathematical assumptions that I could have tweaked the numbers a little bit to be more or less optimistic, but I felt like I was picking from experience like the most realistic numbers. And again, even if I adjusted it like plus or minus 5, it might be the difference between 44 and 46 or 43 and a half and 47 and a half or something. It's not a big range. So that's kind of the level of accuracy we're talking about. But I'm absolutely sure of this. And if you don't believe me, EchoGen has a series of videos that completely covers every poll he's done on banners. And if you only look at the videos where it's within 10 polls, where it's only the 10th poll and he's doing the guarantee on the 10th poll, I guarantee you if you were to average them up, it would be 1 in 5. Which means the 10th poll on this guarantee is a 20% chance to get a 6-star, which over the grand scheme of all the pulling you ever do, if you use that method, you will get one 6-star on average, roughly 37 pulls. That's the ratio, and that's just better than anything else you're going to do. It's going to generate you more gold certs, and with gold certs, you go and you directly buy the 6-star you want when gacha isn't in your favor. So that's why it doesn't matter who's on the banner. It doesn't matter because you're only rolling to the guarantee. If you get something, great. If you don't, whatever. Most banners, you only have a 50% chance to even get someone on banner, which means I might get Horn, 25%. I might get Saleech, 25%, if I got a 6-star on this. But you know what? 50% chance it's someone random. And on my main account, I shit you not, half of the strongest operators I got off banner, right? And it's because I used that method and I got 6-stars faster than I could build them using that method, but I had to build up my account like the early game. I don't have so many 6-stars because I can barely do annihilations. And when I do annihilations, I'm only getting a fraction, I'm getting what, 2/3? Where the frick is it? I'm getting 1200. This goes up to like 1800 when I do the next 2 annihilations. So I can't even get the full amount that I would normally be getting on rewards here. And then, of course, I also am able to farm all of the events. And most of the events have, 2 or 3 right now is contingency contract, but Babel's going to come up as a new player. I might not be able to farm the store enough to easily buy out the pull permits. And obviously at this level, getting 2 or 3 pulls is way less valuable than getting elite materials so that I can build my ops, so that I can actually do those annihilations and get more rundom every week. There's all these factors that go into why it becomes easier as you establish your account. But yeah, I wish more people knew about the math of how this works, because the whole thing with gacha is it's a psychological game to make people irrational and to use their resources inefficient in order to tempt people to spend real money. And it's not that I'm saying don't spend real money. That's not a value judgment. What I'm saying is if you're spending money, you should still care if you're being efficient with it. And so I am not free to play. On this account I am. My main account I'm not free to play. I am mostly a monthly card user. I've bought other resources, packages and stuff during some of the anniversaries because I think those are, I hate to use the term deal, but better deal at least than other stuff you could be buying. And I feel like those are special events and I like the game and I'm okay supporting it to a certain degree. But I generally don't go and spend a bunch of money to make sure I get an operator, and yet I have almost every operator in the game. My account is way shinier than most people that have played longer than me just because I've been efficient with my resources. And I'm also not a day one player. I mean, people already had level 120 accounts and, pot 6 operators and all that when I started playing in the summer of, I think it was 2021 or 2022. I can't remember. I'd actually have to check. The game had been out at least a year and a half when I started playing. For some perspective, so whatever year that comes out to, maybe it was. No, it had to be. It had to be 2021, I think. At any rate, it's just don't waste your money. Don't waste your resources. If you're spending your money, get your money's worth. That's all I wanted to say about that. A little bit of rant over, but I think for sure next week, for sure, because it'll be 5 and 200 plus missions. I'll easily have over 6,000 once the week is over. Monday rolls around, we get new Annihilation. I have the past Annihilation that I can farm, but we are gonna try. We are gonna try and complete this completely next week. I don't know if I can do it on Monday, but I think I can get my team strong enough to complete this Annihilation before the week is over. And that will allow us to increase the weekly limit substantially. So as long as I have, at least 200 Arundum in here to still farm, I can give this an attempt maybe towards the end of the week, because I don't want to have to grind on it too long. I'll definitely do some planning. I will not look up any strategies or anything like that. I don't want to pregame. I want to look at all this stuff fresh. I've done it in the past, but again, I don't have these stages memorized. So that is where we're going at with that stuff. Oh, I get distracted so easily. We are going to cook Shaw. Oh man, I guess we should do this. I don't want to do this, but we need to get Shaw to E1. Don't have the resources. What was it? Sugar?
Products received.
So let's see if we can get away with not leveling Shaw up beyond Elite 1, Level 1. Moderate. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's Level 6. Level 6, this becomes strong. And that's semi-mandatory. But I'm not going to do this until I actually need this skill, because these resources are valuable right now. Our highest priority, if we can get these at some point. I don't know how that's these are hard to get outside of specifically farming for them. I don't know if I have to for the Annihilation, I'll farm for them. But we're going to avoid having to go out of our way as much as possible. These are easier to get. And we need S34. That's right. Oh my gosh. Finally, I was trying to remember what we needed, where I left off from yesterday. I needed to get past that boss stage, because there's the farming stages, efficient farming stages for Tier 2. We are going to push to those. We have a goal now. I can not just yap about nonsense. I don't think I need to change anything. But I also I see a stage, I remember it, I remember this stage, but I don't remember the details. It's like I remember that I did it a long time ago, but not. So okay, here's the idea. And are they going to be invisible? No. That doesn't reach. So we really do kind of have to do that. But here's the thing. Oops. Holy cow.
了解しました。福音が指先に集まる。準備完了。みんな、私に続け。福音が指先に集まる。
So I want the casters to maybe hit Liskarm. So she should have aggro, except for when Lapland's blocking. But I can put her in range of both of these healers, and hopefully Liskarm will get baited, and that will charge Lapland's skill. Which isn't helping us too much right now, because unfortunately, so many of the guys are invisible, and I have no way to reveal them. That's just an unfortunate reality of where we're at right now. Don't die, Lapland. Alright. That worked. Where are these farming stages? Hey, I know this stage. This is easier than the last one. I say that, but now watch me like totally screw it up. It's always how it works, isn't it? They're going to tell us that we can activate these to reveal invisible units. That's not going to be terribly important to us. Because what we're really going to do is just try and out-heal it all. Because that's what we're going to have the best... Like, I can do that, but I'm not going to have a lot of, like, DPS looking up here. That is just the reality, the nature of things. I don't even know if Plume's going to do anything for us here. Come on. I didn't even get the DP for that. That's what we're going to want. So Lapland. And Liskarm. Do these cost anything? Or they just cost SP? I thought these cost DP. I don't know why I was thinking that. I could have been using these more often. I'm dumb. It's been too long. I'm used to modern content where when you activate something, it costs DP or you have to, you know, burn DPS on it or something. Oh, a slower would have been good here because it would have bunched these guys up. Her AoEs are not really hitting much.
占いの結果が出たぞ。完全勝利だ。
Those are good. Ori Rock. I know this map. I know this map because I had to replay it not too long ago to unlock a module. So we get some blocks, I believe, on this map. It's not... I say it's not too hard. It's not too hard for my normal account. I don't think we'll have any issues. Do I know that for sure? No. But I feel it. I kind of want to give a few levels to my healers. Just for security.
This place has
Only so normally it would be better to do DPS. But the thing is when guys are invisible, they're attacking you, and if you're healing through, you're not able to kill them before they damage you. I should explain, because you'll see a lot of people saying DPS is the way, kill them before they damage you, then you need less healing, less tanking. That's true when they're not invisible. No, come on. So we're gonna not, I don't want to over-invest, but we're just gonna put a few levels in our healers for security. I'm gonna check. Oh, that'd be easy to get skill for. What about you? Oh, that's pretty easy too, in fact. What do I need? 2 of these?
Products received.
Oh, that's the wrong, ooh. Okay, I can't make it. I can make one of them. Maybe I'll get lucky and something will drop from a stage, but if I burn the morale to produce the other tier 2 product, we won't have enough. No biggie. We will just continue. Alright. Man. I'm so nervous. Nervous because I know this isn't really... We're pushing the boundary a bit on... How did I do this before?
ご命令を。視界良好。さあ、この程度のスピードで私に勝てるとでも。うんうん、聞いてる方向だよ。
How troublesome is that gonna be?
かしこまり。弓を引いて狙いを
Less if
定
I
め
do
て。
that. I think their AoE is plus shaped, so that should only hit mouse and nobody else.
ええ、ほら、しっかり。各自。ここだよ。
Now they're gonna target. Oh, that's Fang. I didn't want Fang. We actually wanted Plume for that. Whatever.
クイーンが指先に集まる。
Oh, that's
どの矢
bad.
を使えばいいですか。救急箱のあなたのお薬です。受け取ってください。ここだよ。 ここを死守します。ここだよ。
Frickin' frick. Oh god.
配置につきました。ここだよ。
I need a ground unit. Holy shit. This is not gonna work.
各自配置につけ。わかりました。
We're so fucked.
今回は残念だったけど、これくらいでは諦めないわ。
Lapland can't tank this. Might be better to put... It might be better to put Perfumer here so that we can heal multiple targets. And doing the stagger shape is definitely going to help. Oh, I know what I... Oh, I'm dumb. So what we want is this to go up and around like that. Right? And so I should have put the block here, here, and here. I knew there was something that I did to make them all take the same path. To not have the two separate lanes.
矢はつがえてあります。作戦準備をお願いします。注射薬の用意は整いました。私たちにお任せください。ここを死守します。貫く。これが戦場というものね。みんな、私に続け。何でしょうか。視界良好。雷鳴よ、轟け。
want to get... I can't think of a way, though, to be shooting down here. I'm just going to need to have... I mean, I could put Ansel down here and have both healers covering this area and just tank the hits. The problem is eventually casters are going to come out of here, and I can't put Arketto facing down to cover this. Shaw might have the damage. We can certainly try something a bit bizarre like this.
みんな私に続け持ちこたえてください離れてみんな私に続け消火器噴射しますみんなほらしっかり
Come on, Shaw, heal.
ムースだって貫く備えは万全です消防規則にのっとり犯行を貫くここを死守します問題ないわこういう香りは好きドクター私が怖いですか貫く
I think we got it.
君にできるかな救急箱あなたのお薬です受け取ってください
I think we got it. I love Mouse. Mouse is so good.
Mission accomplished.
皆さん完璧な勝利でも警戒態勢が完全に解かれるまでは気を抜かないでくださいね
Here we go. An Amia pot up here. This is... Oh, okay. We can... This is probably possible for me to do. I want to try this first. How do I not have a gravel? I'm at chapter 3 without a gravel. That's something else that's bothering me.
諸君君らの顔なんて覚えてられないけどまあ行こうか私たちにお任せくださいこちらに火が来ます皆さん準備してください獲物を見つけました現には3つの選択が敵には3種の苦難がありますここを貫く戦っている時は眠らここにいたのね怖くはないわ狙ってみんな私に続け持ちこたえてください何でしょうか弦の振動を感じてみんな私に続けここから狙って 界良好。みんな私に続け。狙ってー。わかりました。
I don't know how useful that is, but
狙ってー。
our DP crunch on every single one of these levels has been more than I would like. I feel like this is a stage you do for someone's module too. I remember redoing this stage and like base camping this and base camping this. It's like your world is so different when you have vanguards that are strong. Oh man.
各自配置につけ。福音が指先に集まる。指示をお待ち。指示をあなたのお薬です。
Come on.
抗ってみなよ。承知しております。ここにいたのね。作戦目標予定通り完遂しました。
So we needed this stage. This is a farming stage. And this is the other farming stage. Oh god. I need to see what the pathing is.
みんな
Okay.
リラックスしてていい
And it's gonna be freaking invisible. Oh, it's not invisible, guys, right off the bat.
ここを死守します。主の祝福があらんこと。みんな私に続け。持ちこたえてください。福音が指先に集まる。みんな私に続け。弦の振動を感じて。視界良好。みんな私に続け。狙ってー。これが戦場というものね。
Oh no! Are you freaking... You little bastards!
貫く。まずい、こちらに火が来ます。
We'll try this again. I'm not really sure if we have what we need for this, but my initial strategy, now that we've kind of seen what they do, it's not bad so far, but I just don't know if they're going to throw some bullshit in a later wave, and that's one of the big problems.
何でしょうか。みんな私に続け。何でしょうか。悪くない位置取りだね。弦には3つの選択が、敵には3種の苦難があります。これがみんな私に続け。
Come on, come on, come on.
弓を引いて狙いを定めて放つ。戦っている時は貫く。弓を引いて
And then just I have to hope that nobody goes this way. Or that we don't get too many operators here. And we got it. It took a while. Not the quickest run, but we got it. Optimization was able to cut us. It's not what we wanted, but it's not bad to get those, but that's not what we wanted. This is the Sabadogs stage. And there's no drones. This might be easier than the last one, but it could also be lying to us. We could be being deceived.
味方のみんなを守って。
君たちが敵？手加減なしで頼むよ。僕に退屈させないで。
みんな、私に続け。わかりました。何でしょうか。ここからは貫く。ムースだって戦えます。みんな、私に続け。持ちこたえてください。主の祝福があらんことを。ムースだって戦えます。貫く。視界良好。戦っている時は
I think that should be a pretty good setup. Look at that, man! 4 of them? Look at the drones.
ここに皆さんが私のことを信じてくれてますから。狙って。問題ないわ。落ち着いて。クリア。福音が指先に集まる。抗ってみなよ。
Boom! That's what I'm talking about.
予定通り完遂しました。
That's... what? 1 tier 1 material? That's garbage. I guess that... oh. Of course. Very rare furniture item. This is a valuable material that I won't need just yet, but I don't think I need to push this stage right now, because I won't need these until I have, you know, skill level 7s maybe use them. E2s are gonna use them. But we're just not there yet. We do need these 2 mats. I probably have to farm them. We are going to try this, but we wanted to upgrade
hasn't been redecorated. ドクターさん、ラテラーナ
Man,
の
my
遊覧に
dorms feel so slow. I say that every
お誘いしようと考えてい
time,
たところ
but
です
it really is depressing. I really need that hull piece. I need this to go faster. I'm not going to spend sanity on it. Maybe if I'm disciplined at some point during the middle of the day tomorrow, if I have a break or something, I might be able to... No, I probably won't. I was going to say maybe I can, like, use up my drones to do the construction, but I don't think that'll happen. We're just going to have our base be completely jacked up for a bit. Liskarm's getting pretty beat up.
Level up 完了しました
And we're definitely going to do that. That's kind of expensive. And her skills aren't too important yet. She's taking hits. She's dealing damage. But she's taking hits too. And maybe I will farm that for sure. Or maybe I can just make one.
Products received.
We really need to get Myrrh in the dorm. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. We will farm these. I think I can craft these.
Products received.
Can I craft those? I'd be surprised. I can make one. But I have the farming stage now. $45 sanity for that. Let's see how the auto goes. Again, farming's not always the best content per se, but it does let me speak my mind while I just observe what's going on. And I am a little curious how stable this will be. There's not a whole lot of RNG in this squad. There's, you know, Mouse's extra hit, but that's not a huge thing most of the time. It's just damage. We didn't have any, like, really close margins that I remember on this, so this should be stable.
現には3つの選択が敵には3種の苦難がありますみんな私に続けみんな私に続け現には3つの選択が貫くほらあなたのお薬です受け取ってください
I don't think Mouse is better than 4-star quality, but her debuff is so good that you could make an argument to use her in any rarity squads. If you had every operator in the game leveled, you might still end up using Mouse. That's why I like her. She doesn't do anything that people, you know, use that sort of overhyped, overused, so broken, oh my gosh, OP, hype. She doesn't do anything sexy, and I mean that in like gameplay wise. But what she does do is useful. It might not be sexy, but it's useful. and just that utility is underappreciated by people that are not familiar with lower rarity. I think gives you an appreciation for the power that exists, because I think people assume that lower rarity gameplay is harder than it really is. Like, my issue here is it's really not a rarity thing. It's what's constraining me is levels and skill books and things like that. Trust getting operators to like their potential. But once you have an operator that's at, 80, 90, 100% of their potential, investment-wise, with modules, masteries, E2, levels to a certain extent, you do get depreciating returns on that on the high end. So it's not like you need them level 70, level 80, and level 90, but at least properly invested to where the gains that you can squeeze out past that, maybe it's a level 2 module, not level 3, maybe it's only one skill has a mastery 3, that kind of thing. If it's a 5 or 6 star, maybe they're not at max potential. Those things are not super significant most of the time, but I think a lot of people very quickly get used to 6 stars, and people play them so dogmatically that in some cases I think they actually make the game harder and not easier, because they've told themselves that this 6 star is super strong, it's OP, but then they're trying to jam a square peg through a round hole instead of going to someone that might fit their use case more precisely, even if they're not as useful all the time. And so Mouse is good enough, which is why every 4-star Knights player swears by her. But even outside of that, she has just that bit of utility to where you could be completely meta, and you might have that thought in your head, like, man, if I could reduce this enemy's attack by, what is it at max when she's maxed? It's 20% now. I don't know if it's 25% or 30%. I think it goes higher than 25%. But there are some bosses that hit really hard, and that damage reduction could literally be the difference between tanking a boss and using a castle strat, or having to Surtur it, And if there's some mechanic that makes Surtur less viable, you could make... That's actually a really good pull for what I did. I got 4 of these on 3 runs and some off drops. That's really phenomenal. I got a really good drop there. Anyways, enough about... Well, it's not going to be enough. I know it's only a matter of time before I rant about how good Mouse is again. Who was I? I was gonna... This. What are we getting? Just 5% all around. Oh, it's dropping to 4. Oh my gosh. This is huge. That's huge. That's a huge upgrade. Okay. I think with that... I don't need anything there. Is there something I can... Oh, I wish I could get this. These are pretty good too. But I'm not at my limit, so it's not super imperative that I spend my stuff. Do I really should just, like... I don't even think I did this. Get my 30. Get my 30. Okay. Enough stalling. It's bossing time. Liskarm has to tank this. Oh, there were some levels though. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Level up 完了しました。ふむふむ、こちらがロドスのオペレーターの戦い方ですね。 様になっています。
Alright, I want to look at the map. Lisgarm's gonna be here. Enemies come from the top pretty quickly. So we're probably gonna do like Fang and Plume. Like that. And then maybe I put Perfumer here facing down to cover that. Because I want to have probably, I don't know if I'm going to have arranged here. I'm not sure what Skull Shatter's aggro, how that works. I think she just has normal aggro. Or he. At this point, I'm not sure if it's he or she. It could be either. I think this Skull Shatter is a she. Do I want to have a caster here? Because I'm not if we have Lisgarm tanking here, I'm not sure if the AoE is like this or if it's plus shaped. But there is an AoE, and I'm not sure if they're going to have aggro for a while. But if we have two healers, it might not matter, because I can probably put a healer here. No. Wait. Yeah, here. Which, to be honest, I kind of want... Cruz will probably be up here. Or... Alright, you know what? We're gonna do it live.
矢はつがえてあります。敵を発見。戦っている時は眠らないんだから。承知しております。みんな、私に続け。警戒態勢を維持します。一発で仕留めます。狙ってー。主の祝福があらんことを。大名よ、とどろけ。治療の準備を。福音が指先に集まる。かしこまりました。テラーノの栄光を背負って戦います。わかりました。フォーカーチャージ。かしこまりました。
悪くない位置取りだね。
福音が指先に集まる。怯えたりしませんから。ドクター、あなたの考えはお見通しですよ。
Who died? Who died?
弓を引いて狙う。あなたの
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
ここにいたのね。
I wasn't paying attention to the phases. So when Skull Shatter powers up, the only way I'm going to be able to make it through that is if I have my healer's skills burning. We're going to start switching her to skill 2.
味方のみんなを守って。どうしてみんな仲良くできないのかな。戦っている時は眠らないんだから。ここを死守します。みんな、私に続け。警戒態勢を維持します。サンダーストーム。これが戦場というものね。ここだよ。治療の準
Fuck, 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 fuck. I needed to activate the plume skill. I was thinking too much about deployment. Oh my gosh. My vanguards are murdering me. So here's the problem, right? When your vanguards don't generate enough DP for you because you have Fang and Plume and can't rely on just one to carry you or one with enough, like really good enough damage, what ends up happening is you get fixated on trying to get everything else out that you need quickly enough, and then your attention gets divided because you have to remember that your other ops can die or need a skill activation or something like that. It gets very distracting. So now what we end up having is like rehearsed motions to optimize this because I had forgot to activate their skill, but other than that I had made no other mistakes, and so now we are in optimization mode, which is not really my favorite thing to do in this game. I like theory crafting, I like testing, I don't really like optimizing. It's not my favorite. 主の祝福があらんこと。何でしょうか。ラテラーナの栄光を背負って戦います。みんな、私に続け。ここにいたのね。ここからはダンスの戦いです。一発で仕留めます。狙って。 何でしょうか。弓を引いて狙いを定めて放つ。Might actually be better off that way. So that if she dies, I can place somebody there, but then she'll be attacking. Jesus Christ! I literally just got distracted. Ah, okay. Don't theory craft while tanking a boss. Why? Oh my god. 行動開始します。奴らの魂が見えるぜ。すぐ私に刈り取られる運命だけどな。Oh, that was I fucked up, but it probably won't matter. 戦っている時は眠らないんだと。貫く。警戒態勢を維持します。 サンダーストーム。狙ってかしこまりました。テラーナの栄光を背負って戦います。治療の準備を。みんな私に続け。ここだよ。怯えたりしませんから。 So I know that she's gonna be about ready to activate her phase 2, which I already have to have my medics burning for by the time I replace Plume here, like that. 救急箱の用意はできています。指示をお待ちしています。 指示をお待ちしています。弦の振動を感じて。クリア。There it is. しっかり。了解しました。チャージ。リスカム。 準備完了。弓を引いて狙いを定めて放つ。 on, come on, come on. Stop attacking! I can't block this guy if you do that! Oh my god! Why? So if... Oh my god. Here's the problem, right? Freaking Skull Shatter is turning and stopping in order to attack, and that's letting me not able to separate these two when she died. If Crown Slayer had been able to move further, then I could have just blocked this guy, and Lapland died too, so it wouldn't have mattered. We are at a point where this is literally impossible. We're hard stat check. This can't be done yet. We need further investment. What do they say on this? Because they probably say elite level 35. For the most part, we meet the level requirement, but I really think these kind of assume also that you have the skill levels, you know, like skill levels set, which doesn't make sense because you can't even like farm it yet. But I generally think these assume you have the skill levels and trust bonus as well, which we don't. Because that's like both healers were going. In theory, you could say, oh, I could add another healer, but we also had a death in 2 different locations. So our castle walls cracked here and here. Part of it was that we didn't have the DPS to burn down Skull Shatter before that went down. I might have been able to deploy Amy a little sooner, and then they would have died, but we still would have lost. We still would have lost Lapland. So we are being hard stat capped in 2 locations. In theory, you know, because this reduces in cost and improves the bonus, like maybe that improves her survivability enough to live. The reason why I'm not too concerned about her skills, though, is because this is an auto skill. We can't really rely on it too much. And for the most part, defenders early game shouldn't need this. These bosses aren't especially fearsome. You're really meant to farm a bit more and level your squad and pull operators and stuff by this point. And I'm pushing further than most players at this point would be, unless they're experienced, which is kind of the point because we're talking about optimization. But defenders with levels, they get a lot of every stat. They get a good amount of hit point. They have good hit point growth. Their attack is mediocre, but that's not really the primary thing that they do. And attack doesn't matter as much as people think, because skills really impact what this stat really means. But their defense and hit point growth is especially large. Liskarm also gets a res bonus at E2, which is pretty nice, because it makes her really all around. But it does not make her the best burst defender. That's not why we built her. We built her for the SP bonus. And Kuora would theoretically tank this better if we used her instead. But the only thing that we really hard need Kuora for would be if we decided to do like a castle strat on Patriot or something. We're not going to do that. So that's why I was kind of reluctant to invest in Korra, and I wanted to just build Liskarm. Because even if Kuora could tank this, Liskarm's still giving us this synergy with Lapland. Like, it's trading one problem for another, and Lapland can tank Skull Shatter, like, without a doubt. It's just, you know, how much more trust do I need? How many more levels do I need? Like at E150 max trust, it would be no problem. Because it's kind of the same thing, like between that and if the healers were also E150, you know, max trust, we would get a decent amount more there. At skill level 7, this would be, what are we getting, 10% each? It's I think it's 210% maybe? I think this goes up to 250 at M3. Right. So better stats, better... Does the duration go up? Oh, it does. No, it doesn't. But our total amount of healing goes up. Ansel. Oh, he gets this. Goes up substantially. That might not help us keep the tank alive, though. What is he at 50? A decent amount. So between the two healers, we'd be looking at like 70 more healing per cycle. He heals a little faster than Perfumer, so doing like a precise calculation on that's a bit wonky. This does go up in duration, though. So his duration gets longer. That's important. And the cost goes down, but that doesn't help us in this case. And his trust bonus. So he gets another 22. It looks like he gets a plus 40 at 100%. So there's like a lot of room for... I mean, the other thing is if we got her to skill level 7, this goes to, I think, 25. That would be enough to keep Lapland alive. Liskarm alive. Lapland, though, just needs, like, raw stats. I mean, upgrading the skill means that this charges faster. You know what, though? I wonder if Sundial would... No, probably not, because I don't even know if this skill would be charged by the time she's dying. Oh, you know what, though? Cruise. If Cruise does more damage, then... if Cruise does more damage, then Lapland takes less damage. I can deploy Amy a little quicker to keep Liskarm alive. So maybe all I really need to do... Where the hell am I going to get that? Do I feel lucky? We'll give it one shot. If we get it, we'll give Cruz a skill. If not, I might have to think about farming. I don't want to farm XP. I was gonna say I could think about farming XP for to give Cruz a few more levels. We'll give Skull Shatter one more attempt, no matter what. It's like it feels right on the brink of possible. Like, maybe it's possible. I was definitely getting hard stat checked, but it's so close. It's so close that there might be, you know, an extra 1 or 2% that I can squeeze out that pushes us over. Because now that I'm thinking about it, like, even the few levels I gave to Cruz, that will, you know, multiply a little bit with her talent. If I get her skill up, that'll help too, because that's just more raw damage. Just more raw damage. But we need to... Oh, you know what the other thing is that we need... If we're killing Skull Shatter before Liskarm dies, because I can't separate out those two enemies, a Skull Shatter from that other guy, the other thing that I just thought of is that I can have Lapland face towards where the enemies are coming from, which means they'll be taking more damage before Lapland has to tank them. So that will reduce pressure on Lapland as well. Because the whole reason I had her facing down is I was anticipating Liskarm to die, and then hoping Lapland's skill would proc, and that arts damage would kill Skull Shatter. I'm also going to see if Skull Shatter, what if she's arts or armor. What? Let's look at her weaknesses. Weakness. I didn't even see. I wasn't even looking at what I got from farming. I was too busy thinking about this. Okay. So Arketo is probably doing more work than Amia or Mouse. Does that change my mind about anything? Well, we need Mouse for the attack reduction, so it's not like we're going to change that tactic. Amia helps kill her faster, even if she's strong against that. But let me see. I still think she's going to do more damage than Cruz, though. Yeah. I mean, it'd be great if I had J leveled. We are going to level J, but we're going to start leveling J probably around the same time we start farming for E2s. J can solo Skull Shatter, probably at Elite 1 maxed out with his skill 2. Maybe just barely not. He might need Elite 2. But I feel like at Elite 1 on one of these tiles, he could literally solo it. Probably. He just has to deal enough damage to keep himself alive. Alright, let's try it again. I think we can get it. I think we know the secret sauce now. Cruz has a few more levels. Lapland will face this way. Another option. We will do it that way. First. Live, fuck. God damn it! Oh my god! So we can't. We literally can't. Look at his health. And these guys are, they're weak against physical, not arts. I mean, Lapland's kind of like a hybrid unit. Cruz is not dealing enough damage for that. In theory, you know, I could switch Arknights and Cruz's position. But then Liskarm has to live for longer. So even with that optimization, we can't. There's no way. Let's check on the enemy. These guys. Yeah, see, their defense is. They have some defense. That's the problem. They don't have a lot, but they have some. And Cruz is not getting enough consistency with her procs here for her damage to really kick off, which means we just need more raw. You know, that would be substantial. So we are hard locked then because of levels.
Been redecorated even once
I'm pretty sure we are at a. I'm pretty sure we're at a LMD deficit and not XP. which means we're back to farming LMD. Maybe I can do this stage. Maybe this is what we can work on. No, I don't want to do that yet.
わかりました。
貫く。
怖くはないわ。主の祝福があらんことを、弦の振動を感じて。
貫く。
Oh, Jesus. My DP. My DP is so small! Oh, I forgot this had DP down. So we need to deploy Liskarm before we deploy Arketo. God, I need better vanguards. Oh my god, Fang. Fang, you are holding me back so hard.
了解しました。
待機。次の指示を待ちます。治療の順貫く。貫く。警戒態勢を維持します。
あなたの考えはお見通しですよ。
この槍に全てをかけて我が信念を貫く。貫く。
主の祝福があらんことを。
みんな私に続け。
弓を引いて狙いを定めて放つ。
救急箱クリア。
Oh my freaking god. Don't tell me I can't do this one yet either.
あいつらをぶっ殺してやりたい欲望がますます高ぶってきたよ。
Oh man. It is hard when you are pushing the game beyond where you are generally supposed to be at account-wise. And also when you've forgotten most of these stages exactly what happens. I do remember though, there are the guys that spawn in there. But man, I'm getting brutalized because Fang is not generating the DP that I need. So I'm running into a huge amount of time optimization crunch because I only have so much time in order to have enough DP to keep guys from leaking this way. And then I'm also, when these guys spawn in, I don't have gravel yet. There's so many things that I don't have. So hi Rush, I see you are in the chat. I don't have the units that I would normally have by the time I would normally be playing this stage if I were not trying to push deeper into the story and campaign than a normal new player would. So we're a bit more of an advanced player here, but we're trying to make footage for potentially a new player guide. And so I'm just kind of streaming everything because I made a new account in order to really have no advantages whatsoever, and to kind of rethink and redo all of these. It's not 100% blind because obviously, however many years ago I've done all this stuff, but I don't have it memorized. And so it's just interesting for me to re-examine the process of optimization and exactly what I'm thinking and what strategies I'm using, so that then I can like chop this up and turn it into like a really in-depth strategy. But our biggest problem that we've had on this particular account is that I don't have a Myrtle, I don't have a Texas, I don't have a Vigna, and so I'm having to rely on Fang for DP, and Fang is not very DP efficient. But there's so many instances where I can't just ignore Vanguards because I have a DP crunch, and so like there's just been me hoping on recruitment that I would get what I would need at some point, you know? And it just hasn't happened because I haven't gotten the tag combos. But it's really, that's been honestly my biggest hang up, has just been that these are the units we have so far. Vanilla is, I think, way better than Fang. She's not more DP efficient, but I wouldn't have the issues with Fang dying as much, and I might be able to get Plume out of my party if I had Vanilla built. But I got her a bit later, and what I really wanted wasn't either of them. It was Myrtle and Vigna, and eventually Texas. But it's been, you know, brutal. And unfortunately, the only thing I get from upping this skill is 3 seconds here, which on that stage, that definitely would help. But overall, it's just been getting enough DP in time to deploy the operators that I need, and then getting stat checked in a number of areas. I'm getting stat checked a lot right now, and a lot of that comes down to the fact that my operators are not. I don't have the skills all the way up because farming these with a new account takes a while, and then also the lack of trust bonuses. So just the fact that I have to wait for all of these things and build up over time. I know that if I have Lapland E1 max level, skill level 7 from integrated strategies, like I know what she does, what she's capable of, and how far I can push that beyond sort of the limits where you think you might need an E2. However, when your defense is this low and your attack is here and this skill doesn't charge as quickly as you're normally used to, it changes things up. So I've just had to think about if there's any way I can squeeze out that last drop, and that's been difficult, really difficult. Oh man, can it be done though? Can it be done? Lava. I need something to kill those guys. What are those guys' stats? Maybe Cruz could do it. Push her up one.
承知しております。
敵部隊捕捉、作戦準備。貫く。
これが戦場というものね。
みんな、私に続け。
I don't want to do
なんでしょう、
that.
この槍に全てをかけて我が信念を貫く。
みんな、私に続け。
獲物を見つけました。消防規則にのっとり違反行為。亡霊だってお前を。ほら、しっかり。 治療装を噴射します。
貫く。
怯えたりしませんから。消防規則にのっと違反行為として処罰する。
貫く。
Who
か
died?
しこまりました。この程度のスピードで私に勝てるとでも。
何を待ってる。亡霊だって送り
了解。視界良好。
So close. We are on the brink here. Oh my gosh. Holy Jesus. I can't believe we made it.
予定通り完成。
Oh my gosh. We did it. That was very sketch. That is not I don't even know what to say about that strategy. That was survival mode. Oh man. I can't believe we got that. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest.
おはよう、ドクター。
That gives us a little bit of money
Decorated even once
to
this whole
spend
time.
on
おはよう。
one of our mains. You know what? We needed crews. But we don't. Are we really out of XP? Oh man, we're out of both. All right. And I don't think we can get. We can't get this yet. Oh wait. Ooh, we can do this. This will use up our last sanity. But I think we should do this. It's a new stage clear. I thought, man, why was I thinking it was going to be like Elite 1 30 or 40 or something?
Mina, 私に続け。
主の祝福があらんことを弦の振動を感じて。
Man.
みんな、私に続け。
なんでしょう、この槍に全てをかけて我が信念を貫く。治療の準備には3つの選択が。
I actually don't think I'm gonna have to think about this too hard. I'm used to like this abundance of caution now.
来いよ。弦の振動を感じて。かしこまりました。警戒態勢を維持します。
貫く。備えは万全です。悪くない位置取りだね。
弦には3つの選択が。敵には3種の
We're
苦難があ
probably
りま
good
す。
with just that. If I see strong guys coming from here, I'll put a mouse down there, but I'm not concerned at this point. I think we are
わかりました。
golden.
弓を引いて狙いを定めて。
ほら頑張れ。もうちょっとで僕に勝てるかもしれないよ。
これが戦場というものね。弦には3つの選択が。敵には3種
Easy.
の。召喚
Wasn't
完
too
了しました。いつ
concerned.
でも撤収できます。
I've just conditioned when I go into a stage and we're right at the limit, and then I go to a stage where I'm not right on the limit, and I'm in right on the limit mode. Oh man.
おはよう、ドクター。
Well, we beat Skull Shatter, right? We beat Skull Shatter. No, that's not what I was looking for. Oh, we didn't. Oh, that's right. That'll be tomorrow, I guess. Will be Skull Shatter. We will get Skull Shatter because it's so close. So close. We did get the farming stages, which is what I actually wanted. I didn't realize I had to go through 1, 2, 3, 4 additional stages. Like, I thought it was going to be like forking right here. But we got the farming stages we needed. Skull Shatter, and this, when I need it, I'll come back to it. I don't need that yet. But I do want this potential. And, we weren't too wasteful today. I wish that I had the drones
this whole time.
to,
You serious?
I have the materials to build this except the drones? Yeah. We really need this.
Cancelled.
I don't think this matters. Oh, but you know what? It's only 0.1 though. Ambience limit to 2000. And this makes me, how many buildings do I need? 8?
Cancelled.
Does that 8 additional or 8 total? That's 8 total, right?
Cancelled.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we don't have to do dormitories to get to 8. So we probably won't. We'll probably save those for now.
Resources received.
And those levels we're going into cruise. Four to 51. That's pretty decent. You know, by tomorrow we can probably get her at least to 30 without having to farm anything additional. And what's my base actually making? The base is making...
This place hasn't been redecorated even once this whole time. You serious?
about 7,500 average. Why is my metals so inconsistent? I had a good day yesterday, wow. But eventually my operators are gonna get overwhelmed because we got 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. So we're generating more morale loss than we're recharging in our dorms right now, which is a problem. So we really need this, the extra floors. I think our hull piece gives us... We have the hull piece, but we don't have the upgrade yet. Does it say what we get? Upgrading. Level limit. I get level limit. Following materials. Upgrading facility removes the operator inside of the base skill effects. I mean, whatever. It doesn't say if I get that floor or not.
Cancelled.
No signal. Unable to clean at level 4. Yeah, so we definitely get it next level. Oh, that's huge. That is huge. Man. It almost makes more sense for me to push for the base floor than it does Skull Shatter tomorrow. But,
Ohayo, Doctor.
yeah. We'll get a level tomorrow as well. So hopefully, we can do Skull Shatter and that floor. Oh no, I need a lot of mats for that floor of the base. That floor of the base might take a week unless I farm for it. Alright, at any rate, we'll wrap it up here because I'm out of sanity. And I don't think I can do that yet. So, not as long as some of the other days, but that's fine. Some of those other days went way longer than I was planning on going, thanks to leveling up and then pushing further than I thought we'd be able to. But it looks like we are, once again, relatively hard locked, but at least the losses we took against Skull Shatter were made up by the fact that I could make progress in other areas without having to just farm stages too much today. So I think overall today was a win. It wasn't as bad as when it took like 4 days to do Annihilation 1. That was a little brutal. But we were cooking, and we will cook some more tomorrow, and it will be exciting.